Welcome to In the Huddle, a short-form interview series powered by CoachCorner, the platform connecting youth sports coaches with the programs that need them. I'm your host, Jordan Leonard, and each week we sit down with standout coaches shaping the future of youth athletics. These are real conversations about what drew them to coaching, the mentors who inspired them, and the lessons they're passing on to the next generation. Whether you're a seasoned coach, an up-and-comer, or just someone who loves the game, you'll walk away inspired and maybe even ready to get in the huddle yourself. Now let's get into it. Coach Cooley,
Yes, sir.
welcome to In the Huddle by CoachCorner. I'm happy to have coach, father, clothing brand owner, basketball enthusiast, IT expert, and mentor, Coach Elijah Cooley. Coach Cooley, welcome and thanks for joining me today.
Oh, thanks for having me, Mr. Leonard.
Yeah, awesome, cool. Well, jumping right into it. I love for you to tell me, like, how did you get into coaching, and when did you get into coaching?
Okay. Well, I got into coaching. My son, he was a big sport enthusiast. He wanted to go in there, and he had a bunch of buddies who actually liked to play the game. They played all sports: baseball, basketball, and football. So what I did was basically create my own AAU program to keep them guys in a safe haven, keep them out the neighborhoods, keep them safe. And from there forward, I didn't know I was going to like coaching more than I did playing. So I just adopted it, and it's been like part of my life ever since.
Nice, I love that. Isn't it funny? You turn to love coaching more than you ever did playing, and you become more intense on the sidelines,
Yeah.
watching your kids go up and down the court or wherever it is than you ever did playing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Did you ever think that you'd love it as much as you do today?
No, I never thought of it. And, I didn't know how much energy it took to put into coaching. And then, a big part of coaching is having your team take your identity. And that's
Hmm.
why I'm pretty much successful with the team taking my identity with all that energy on the sideline.
Yeah, I love that. What do you think is the biggest thing that you've learned over the course of your coaching tenure
Um,
that you didn't expect to know, day one?
Okay, what I learned in that process was different culture of learning from other individuals where they came from, meaning like the background of those student athletes that come in and they play for you, understanding what they're going through from a day-to-day basis, and putting my experience and attach it to their lives, and basically trying to create a package of sense of security to have those guys look at me more than just like a coach, but more as a trusted advisor as
Hmm.
well, someone you can go to with anything. And that's
Nice.
something
I love that.
I
That's
pride
awesome.
myself with. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Are there any coaches that you admire that you look up to or try and, embody your coaching style or philosophy based on?
Yeah, I kind of like mimic my style out, or like say someone who's enthusiastic as a Coach K, and
Hmm.
then someone who's actually as smooth as someone like a Phil Jackson.
Ooh,
So I
okay.
kind of integrate those
Combination of
two
both.
into it, and try to use that winning mentality that they had. Even as Coach Dean Smith, great Dean Smith in the past, I kind of remember my
Yeah.
coaching style after those guys, and the great John Thompson.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes.
Just, yeah, throwing out a bunch of great Hall of Famers right
Yeah.
there. Excited to see your name up on the list right next to them soon. What do you do, say day one of practice? 'Cause you coached over at with East West University this past year. Day one of practice, what are you saying to the kids, to the athletes to engage their trust into you and kind of showing them, this is who I am, this is what I've been able to accomplish. Now, if we work together as a team, we can accomplish anything we want to. Like, what do you say day one of practice to
Okay.
set the standard?
All right, thanks for that question. Now Coach Posey over at East West, he brought me in, and with your help on the back end to basically introduce and make the introduction there, given the opportunity, my first day of practice, what I did was trying to lay a concrete of authority, let them guys know that I know what I'm talking about, and let them see a couple things that during the course of the practice of experience of training different techniques, different styles,
Hmm.
and basically let them know I come in and let them know how to keep themselves kind of healthy primarily. Put in like a healthy regimen from day one, and take
Yeah.
that from those individuals to basically help them kind of learn that daily and keep the same routine and make sure they basically use the same habits that they come into practice every day. I kind of try to teach that over and over and over.
Love that.
Yep. And then you go
Nice.
into real play.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, instilling habits, takes, they say, 30 days to do something consistently to make it a habit.
Yeah,
So it's
muscle
all about
memory.
getting it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's so important. If you can teach that very early on, it becomes habitual, and hopefully they'll say, the athletes will just start doing it normally. My coach always used to say, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're forgotten. So
Right.
like you have to be there 15 minutes before, and that means you're on time. If you're there at the start of practice, you're late, and then forget about it if
Right.
if you're coming up afterwards. So
That's good.
it's always been engraved in my head.
Yes, sir.
I love that. What would you say is your favorite thing just about coaching and be able to work with the youth?
Just having that ability to be that guidance of that leader on the sideline primarily. Having the youth understand that there's bigger than basketball, it's bigger than the sport, and basically giving them kind of an insight of what I'm actually presenting on a professional level to basically let them understand that it's best to carry yourself and being prepared all the time as opposed to waiting for that opportunity. You have to kind of be
Mhm.
proactive instead of reactive.
Love that. I think that's a really great, like, kind of life lesson as well. Like, don't wait for things to come to you. If you want something, you have to go get it. You have
Yeah.
to, figure out ways to go get something done. And I think that's a really great, just life lesson that I think sports teaches you in so many ways outside of just the game itself, right? Like I've learned so many valuable lessons, made friendships through basketball, through other sports, and I think it just carries such a huge weight. Do you kind of expand on that? Like what type of life lessons you think basketball or sports give to kids, and how you as a coach share that with everyone?
Okay. A life lesson I think sports give the kids is basically having them to learn that you grow up fast. You know what I mean? Things move fast on the court. So what I do to try to help those individuals kind of be abreast to how the change works, I basically kind of mimic practice just like you do game time. So what
Hmm.
that does is help train that youth or that young individual up to understand the importance of being prepared at all times. It's almost like a fighter going in the ring. If you put your
Yeah.
hands down and you think they didn't ring, you didn't hear them ring the bell, and somebody kind of sting you there. Yeah, you
Yep.
always got to be ready, and it's just basically being
Always.
ready with that approach. That's what I kind of take each and every day with the youth, and then it helps those youth grow up pretty fast and understand that the importance of not just being prepared on the court, but being prepared off the court because there's some distractions can come in, and if you're basically focused at all times, you can kind of go override those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that. That's amazing. Cool. Can I jump in your coaching a little bit? You've been a coach for many years. Is there one particular moment or scenario that you can look back from your past on that you're most proud of or celebrated moments?
Okay, one of my most celebrated moments was we had an event out in Orland, not Orland, I'm sorry, in Orlando. We had a little
Hmm.
Florida. It was my AU team, and we came in as huge underdogs there, and they didn't give us a chance to come in. But we came in as like the last team ranking going in, and then we left as the first team going out, mainly
Oh,
because
nice.
of the I instilled in them, you being an underdog is where you want to be. You know what I mean? Because the
Hmm.
expectations is not really they kind of overlooking you, but at the same time, if you would catch some
Yeah.
guy in the middle of
Oh
your
yeah.
success, and then when you catch it and you keep riding that wave, and then
Yep.
we got better as the tournament got on, and then at the end when we won it all, it was just like a gratitude of relief of saying, man, we
Love
finally
that.
got where we needed to be.
So cool. What's it saying? Hungry dogs run faster or
Yeah.
something, right? Hungry dogs run faster. Hey, March Madness and these Cinderella teams, once they're on a run, it's hard to stop.
Yes.
Yeah, hungry dogs run faster.
Yes, sir.
I love that. Super cool. As a coach, you've had a very successful career. What is your biggest goal or aspiration to take that next step in your career?
Okay, my goal is primarily basically giving the opportunity to come in and lead my own program. I've been of course, being an AU program running for 7 years as the head coach of like the varsity, but then going over to a high school like St. Francis de Sales this past year as well, and leading them to a regional championship there. I was the assistant head coach, and then being over at East West and being part of that collegiate area of the assistant coach, but then seeing what it takes to be the leader of that organization. I want to basically be given the opportunity in that space to show that I can basically kind of lead an organization to that top of the hill, you can call it, and basically just give them all my all to show them that all I have accomplished in the past, leading up to now, it can basically be transition over to a university to show them that I am that person for that specific job.
Awesome. I love that. You have my vote, and happy to help work with you in any way that we can get you in touch in some front of some local universities to find an awesome coaching opportunity for you.
Awesome, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, one of our big goals is to help sports coaches. We work with a lot of kids and a lot of recent college grads and people who have never coached before in their lives that maybe are coach curious, maybe like meaning they want to become coaches and they don't know about it, or they have an issue finding local jobs, given the job market is tough, and we help coaches find local jobs at variety of different organizations. So, what advice would you give to somebody who's looking to break into the youth sports coaching world today?
Okay, the advice I give to someone who's looking to get in the coaching world is take a piece of your everyday life and apply it to your coaching resume, meaning treat your passion like a job primarily. You want to go in and understand what it takes to be coaching, meaning if you're on the job, it's a certain requirement for you to basically achieve that job or either basically do that job. So basically trying to get into the coaching realm, you have to understand where you need to begin as far as being more of a student first and understanding the game, learning the game, study video, study player techniques, and study other coaches. Look at those coaches who's successful, who's not successful, and then build your character and your persona from looking at those successes from those other coaches as well. And then don't copy, but be yourself and be someone authentic. And then that'll come off as the best, give you the best chance to be the best of who you can be when given the opportunity.
I love that. So well said. Yeah, it's so important to be. There's so many great resources now where you can look at a film through YouTube or TikTok or wherever it might be and be able to capture so much knowledge from a certain coach. But again, I think what's so unique to every single coach is everyone has their own style, their own philosophy, their own mindset, the way that they conduct and carry themselves. That whatever you use from somebody else, you're going to create to your own, and the kids are going to follow in your footsteps. So I think that's tremendously well said. Thank you
Yes.
for
Thank
sharing
you.
that.
Appreciate it.
Um, I know that you have a clothing line as well. Tell me
Yes.
about how that started. Is it affiliated with sports at all?
Yes.
Kind of what's the impetus behind that?
Okay, the emphasis around that is I'm looking to basically get a big footprint into the sports world. There's a lot of organizations like a Jordan Brand, a Nike, Adidas, so-called. Those brands are basically kind of pulling themselves out of the equation nowadays based upon how much leverage they have, as far as they give, but they give so much, and then they want to take something back because they feel like they didn't gave so much. I want to basically fill it in those blanks for those organizations that need who need those resources on the back end, and then they don't have enough funding to cover some of those
Hmm.
high ticket products to basically present them with those uniforms, those tracksuits, those any organization they may have or sports team they may cover within their company or their school. I want to basically be the supply on the back end to help them with a discounted cost at a fraction of what
Love
those
that.
major organizations will bring them. And I have done that with quite a few with the St. Francis de Sales and the East West University,
Hmm.
basically helping them reduce their costs on purchase of uniforms and trying to get that word out to other organizations. I also did a grade school by the name of Metcalf as well.
I love that. That's fantastic and such a great cause. I think yeah, there's a lot of ways that we can help connect you with local nonprofits, whether it's in Chicago or other areas,
That'd be
through some of our
fantastic.
affiliate partners as well to help kind of grow your brand and give athletes amazing kind of apparel that they can wear. But amazing. Coach Cooley, where can we find you and follow your journey and story?
Okay, well, you can find me on IG, and I call it Mr. Get My Props because I'm always fighting to get those props.
Love it.
And you can follow me on TikTok as well as To Be or Not to Be is called my profile there. So, and also I'm also on LinkedIn under my full name Elijah Cooley there. So just check me out there, and hey, follow me.
Cool. Coach Cooley, thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate the time and the words and the advice that you can share to the rest of the world. And we're super excited to follow your journey and next steps in your coaching and personal career.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Mr. Leonard.
Thanks for tuning in to In the Huddle. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and follow us on Coach Corner team on all socials for more updates. If you'd like to join the series or know someone who could be a great fit, email us at hello@coachcorner.io and we'd love to chat. And as we say, always in your corner, Coach Corner.